In what's being seen as a thaw in US-China relations, US President Trump has described his recent meeting with Chinese President Xi Jinping as a great one, expressing optimism for what he called everlasting peace between the two global powers. Now, the two leaders, they met on the sidelines of the APEC summit in South Korea's Gyeongju. Posting on Truth Social, Trump said that the summit was highly productive, adding that the talks would lead to success for both countries. Further signaling this renewed tone of engagement, US Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth said that Washington and Beijing would soon establish direct military communication channels. That has now been achieved. He praised the state of bilateral ties, saying relations between the two nations have never been better. Hegseth confirmed he had spoken with his Chinese counterpart, Admiral Dong Jun, on the sidelines of a regional security meeting. And both agreed that peace, stability, and good relations remain the best path forward for the two countries. Even as Washington speaks of peace, tensions are far from easing. Hours after that meeting, Hegseth urged Southeast Asian nations to strengthen their maritime forces, warning against what he called China's destabilizing actions in the South China Sea.
Ultimately, we're not going to reveal precisely what we may or may not do.
China's provocative actions also demonstrate a lack of respect for your countries, challenging and threatening territorial sovereignty. China's sweeping territorial and maritime claims in the South China Sea fly in the face of their commitments to resolve disputes peacefully. And I will say I welcome the dialogue.
The US has repeatedly accused Beijing of escalating intimidation and carrying out illegal activities across the disputed waters. Defense Secretary Hegseth told ASEAN counterparts, that China's recent moves from ramming ships to declaring the Scarborough Shoal a nature reserve, they reflect a growing disregard for regional sovereignty. Even as dialogue continues between Washington and Beijing, these have been the developments. The armed forces of the Philippines have confirmed joint naval and air drills with the US, Australia, and New Zealand in the disputed South China Sea. It marks the 12th round of multinational exercises since last year, part of Manila's efforts to defend what it calls its sovereign rights in the contested maritime region. The gestures of goodwill in Gyeongju may suggest a warming of ties, but on the high seas, the chill between Washington and Beijing, it remains.